how to have or how to pursue a holier, happier, healthier new year by identifying and rooting out our principal sins. At the beginning of a new year, it is common for some to make resolutions. And considering that these resolutions will help us attain eternal life, make us more sound of mind, thus having a happier life right now. And invariably, that will translate into the healthiest body we can have, at this time, however possible that is. So this order of motivation, I think, is critically important. We want to seek first the kingdom of heaven because we know all else will be added unto us. And the kingdom of heaven consists essentially in doing God's will. Jesus clearly says, I've come to do the will of my Father. So considering Jesus and his actions and his counsel will help us in this quest. Our tendency to sin, concupiscence, is a result of the fall. Even though we are baptized, it does not erase the propensity to sin. Each of us has a principal vice that needs to be identified and then combated. If these sins are ignored, they begin to fester, and before one knows it, Legion has moved in. Without Christ, this battle is not possible. He provides the necessary grace to help us know ourselves, to understand ourselves, and then the ability to overcome our wounded nature. The freer one is of sin, especially to the attached principal vices, the saner the world appears. We're able to see more as God sees, and this will make us happier. Happier because that is a fruit of virtue, and happier because God is happiness. He's the fullness of all the virtues, and happiness is one of those. He's the origin of all that is good, true, or beautiful. By seeing more like God, we understand things better, including how to care for the gift of our body. Our body, that comes straight out. The saner we are and we look at God, the easier time we have of discerning what to put into our body, what not to put into our body, what to do with our body, that sort of thing. Our bodies are not machines, nor is it a shell to be discarded at death with no more thought than, an old cape or a jacket. No, our body is that gift that allows us to participate in building the kingdom of heaven on earth. Jesus chose to have a body. Our Lady chose to give him a body. The body is, it's critically important. So, but in proper ordering.
Right.
And our body will be redeemed. It will be resurrected like his and Our Lady's at the last judgment. And our body too will have these benefits of being holier and happier for all eternity. So our body will be the healthiest it can be now, and it will be healthy and joy-filled for all of eternity.
I think that particularly given the state of our world right now and its absolute disorder, right? These things become very, very challenging to understand because any emphasis on the self is due to our concupiscence can become so easily misdirected towards sin, right? So, and I do think that maybe that's probably one of the primary reasons why you and why anybody who's going to go into um, this concept of maybe a reconnection of the importance of the body has to begin first of all with that clarity of mind that comes from knowing what your root sins are, right? Because it's only the only way that we can approach our body in a profound and holy way is when we are in a state of grace, right? That's going to give us the best opportunity to see ourselves, number one, unfortunately, as we are as a fallen creature, but also with a renewed hope of how God really longs to see us. And that dual vision of ourselves, the honesty of who we are before God as sinners, with that glorious hope of of potentiality that God has made us with, I think really will help us to a better, I don't know, reconciliation of our intellect and our will, right? Bringing together our intellect and our appetite, our working together with holiness will help us to approach the things of the body, right? All the issues of the senses. It'll give us a better ability to do that.
Yes. Yes, it will. The sources, I'm sitting here thinking of my sources, and I realize there's one over here I'll probably have to pull out. Yes. One here that I didn't have listed. So the first one. So this idea of theology and sanity by Frank Sheet. That's really a good one. That shows the clearer our mind is, the better we see with the eyes of God, the healthier our mind becomes. It becomes
Right.
purged. It becomes
Right.
of,
Yes.
of those distracting
Right. I
thoughts.
mean, it's that old adage that sin does make you stupid, right? I mean, it clouds your judgment. It puts things out of correct perspective and really allows you, instead of maintaining that equilibrium, where the virtue is in the center of two vices, that sin is going to cause you to fall to one vice or to another rather than being able to maintain that mean, which is where, Aristotle would have said that that's where your happiness is, right? When you can be at that mean between these two opposing vices, that's where you're going to find virtue. And you can only find that without a clouded judgment, and sin clouds your judgment.
That's right. All right, friends. Let us pick up in the next episode with the rest of the sources, and we'll just start unpacking these ideas. Till then, my friends, fides ratio.